This podcast is co-funded by the European Union. The views and opinions expressed are solely those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the European Union or the Foundation for the Development of the Education System. Neither the European Union nor the Foundation for the Development of the Education System can be held responsible for them. All results developed within the project Building Social Links are made available under open licenses, CC BY SA 4.0 deed. They can be used free of charge and without restrictions. Copying or processing these materials in whole or in part without the author's consent is prohibited. In the case of using the results, it is necessary to indicate the source of financing and its authors.
Welcome to our podcast. In this episode, we will explore the role that social solidarity plays in reducing poverty and inequality in Ireland. Firstly, let's recap what social solidarity is. At its core, social solidarity is the bond that unites individuals within a given society. However, if explored deeper, it is the idea that we all share the same core values, give mutual support, and have the inner commitment to ensure that no one is left behind. Ireland has a long and deep history of community-driven initiatives, social movements, and more recently campaigns for housing and social justice. In this episode, we will find out exactly how social solidarity helps to combat inequality and poverty across Ireland. Welfare and social protection. Ireland's robust social welfare system is a testament to the country's commitment to collective well-being. Poverty is more than a lack of financial resources. It's about exclusion, lack of opportunities, and limited access to essential services. Social solidarity plays a critical role in addressing these issues in several ways. Social housing programs, such as those managed by local authorities and approved housing bodies, help individuals and families struggling with homelessness or inadequate housing. Through investments in affordable housing, Ireland acknowledges the collective duty to provide basic living conditions for all. The housing crisis in Ireland has significantly weakened social solidarity by deepening inequalities and creating divisions between different socio-economic groups. With skyrocketing rents, a severe shortage of affordable housing, and rising homelessness, many individuals and families feel abandoned by the system, leading to frustration. Those struggling to secure stable housing often face stigma and exclusion, while younger generations find it increasingly difficult to afford homes. The crisis has also placed strain on social solidarity, as many young adults are forced to remain in their family homes for longer, relying on parental support instead of gaining independence. This growing divide between homeowners, renters, and those experiencing homelessness threatens the collective spirit of mutual care and responsibility that underpins social solidarity. Despite these challenges, the housing crisis has also sparked activism and community-driven efforts aimed at restoring solidarity and advocating for change. Grassroots movements such as Raise the Roof and Take Back the City have brought people together to demand stronger housing policies, increased investment in public housing, and protections for renters. Organizations like Focus Ireland and the Simon Community have mobilized volunteers and resources to support those affected by homelessness, reinforcing the idea that communities can stand together in times of crisis. While the housing crisis has tested Ireland's sense of social solidarity, these collective efforts demonstrate that many still believe in working together to create a more just and equitable society. Social insurance system. Another example of social solidarity in action is the social insurance system, which funds benefits like job seekers' benefit, maternity benefit, and the state pension through employee and employer contributions. This pay-as-you-go system reflects the idea that working individuals contribute to a safety net that supports them in times of need, such as unemployment, illness, or retirement. Additionally, schemes like child benefit, a universal payment to all parents regardless of income, highlight Ireland's commitment to supporting families and reducing child poverty. The strong public backing for these initiatives demonstrates how social solidarity shapes Ireland's approach to welfare, ensuring that the most vulnerable members of society are protected. Community organizations. Ireland has an extensive NGO and community organization presence that strengthens social solidarity. Society of St. Vincent de Paul is a great example. It is the largest charity in Ireland and was founded on December 16, 1844 in Dublin. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul plays a vital role in fostering social solidarity across Ireland by providing direct support to individuals and families experiencing poverty and social exclusion. As one of the country's largest charitable organizations, St. Vincent de Paul operates on the principle of community-driven assistance. Volunteers offer essential help such as providing food, clothing, financial support, and housing assistance to those in need, reinforcing the idea that society has a collective responsibility to care for its most vulnerable members. By working closely with local communities, their work strengthens social bonds and encourages people to look out for one another, ensuring that those facing hardship do not feel isolated. Beyond the direct work of St. Vincent de Paul, they also advocate for systemic change to address the root causes of poverty and inequality in Ireland. Beyond the direct work of St. Vincent de Paul, they also advocate for systemic change to address the root causes of poverty and inequality in Ireland. The charity actively engages with policymakers, calling for improvements in social housing, education, healthcare, and income supports to create a fairer society. Through initiatives like back-to-school assistance, job-seeking support, and energy poverty relief that helps individuals regain stability and self-sufficiency.
Mutual aid and volunteering. Mutual aid and volunteering play a crucial role in strengthening social solidarity in Ireland by fostering a culture of collective support and shared responsibility. Mutual aid groups, often formed during times of crisis, rely on community members helping each other rather than on formal government assistance. A key example of this was the widespread mutual aid networks that emerged during the COVID-19 pandemic, where volunteers organized food deliveries, medication drop-offs, and emotional support for vulnerable individuals. These grassroots initiatives demonstrated how communities could come together to provide immediate relief and ensure that no one was left isolated or struggling alone. Similarly, volunteer-led initiatives such as Meals on Wheels, which delivers food to the elderly and those unable to cook for themselves, highlight the power of local action in reinforcing social cohesion. Volunteering in Ireland also plays a long-term role in promoting social solidarity by addressing systemic issues such as homelessness, poverty, and mental health. Organizations like Focus Ireland and Simon Community rely on volunteers to provide outreach services, emergency accommodation, and emotional support for those experiencing homelessness. Additionally, initiatives like Tidy Towns, where volunteers work to improve and maintain public spaces, foster a sense of pride and collective ownership within communities. By participating in volunteer efforts, individuals contribute to a more inclusive and supportive society, ensuring that social solidarity remains a driving force in addressing both immediate needs and long-term social challenges. Without these collective efforts, many vulnerable individuals would struggle to meet basic needs. Social solidarity ensures that people receive the help they need to regain stability and dignity. Inequality in Ireland is evident in income disparity, education gaps, and healthcare accessibility. But social solidarity has been instrumental in addressing these divides. Initiatives like the DEIS, Delivering Equality of Opportunity in Schools program, aim to support students from disadvantaged backgrounds, ensuring access to quality education and breaking cycles of poverty. To illustrate the power of social solidarity, let's look at some inspiring examples. Organizations like Food Cloud help redistribute surplus food from businesses to charities, reducing food waste while feeding those in need. People in Ireland have been engaging more often in grassroots activism by attending housing protests and campaigns for affordable living, which have led to policy discussions and reforms aimed at addressing the housing crisis. Local initiatives, such as men's sheds and women's empowerment programs, create support networks that combat social isolation and provide skills training. These stories highlight how collective action can bring about tangible change and improve lives across Ireland. While Ireland has made great progress in reducing poverty and inequality, the challenges remain and there is still room for improvement. The rising cost of living, the housing crisis, and the impact of global economic shifts continue to test social cohesion. Moving forward, fostering a stronger culture of solidarity will be key in achieving community cohesion. Here's how we can all contribute to this goal. Support local and national initiatives. Get involved with organizations working to support those in need. Advocate for policy change. Use your voice to push for policies that promote economic fairness and social inclusion. Engage in community action. Volunteering, fundraising, or simply offering support to neighbors can make a significant impact. Social solidarity is more than just a concept. It's a force that shapes the quality of life for everyone in society. By working together, advocating for fairness, and looking out for one another, Ireland can continue to reduce poverty and inequality. Thank you for tuning in to our podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and share it with your community. Together, we can make a difference.